At the start of the year, a video was released to the public featuring a camping enthusiast who had set up a campsite deep within the woods on his property. The exact location of this encounter remains unknown, but he resides somewhere in the northern United States. He had installed a trail camera on a tree at the site to monitor the area while he was away. Occasionally, he would retrieve the camera to check the footage, which mostly captured nothing unusual, except for the occasional curious deer or other wildlife. However, this time, the footage captured something that not only shocked him, but also stunned the entire world. The video shows a massive, dark, Sasquatch-like creature dropping a huge tree branch onto the man's tent. Upon zooming in, the creature appears to be covered in long, dark hair, with broad shoulders and a massive head, significantly larger than a human's. When compared to the tent, which is likely 4 to 5 feet tall, the typical height of a 1 to 2 person camping tent, the creature towers over it, suggesting it stands around 8 to 9 feet tall. It is speculated that the clip is so brief either because the trail camera ran out of storage or because it only records for a few seconds after detecting motion. Regardless, the footage is incredibly captivating. As for why the creature seems so angry, it's possible that the campsite was unintentionally set up in the Bigfoot's territory. The man has since moved his campsite to a new location in the woods, hoping to avoid any future encounters with the creature.
The following describes a Bigfoot sighting captured by a lone hiker. While hiking in the vast wilderness, enjoying nature and losing track of time, the hiker eventually reached an area surrounded by thick pine trees. The trees were so dense that it was difficult for him to see through to the other side. Suddenly, he heard something massive moving on the other side of the dense trees. Thinking it was a large animal, he pulled out his phone and started recording. However, what he captured was far more dark and disturbing.
Holy shit.
A massive bipedal creature walked past. Some immediately identified it as Bigfoot, but this creature looked different from the traditional depiction of Bigfoot. Its arms reached all the way down to its feet. It appeared significantly thinner, and it was more hunched over. This unsettling creature seemed to be at least 10 feet tall. What do you think this could be?
This intriguing Bigfoot trail camera footage comes from West Central, Alberta, Canada, and was highlighted on January 17, 2024. The trail camera, set up to film and collect data on wolverines in the area, was never expected to capture something like this. The camera was initially triggered by a buck behind a tree, which briefly peeked its head around before retreating. However, something else was hiding on the other side of the tree. At first, the creature remained completely still, but once the buck walked away, it moved out of its hiding place. The creature appeared to be incredibly tall and massive, dark, and seemingly covered in fur. To estimate the creature's height, consider that the average buck stands around 3 feet tall at the head, and this one seemed particularly large, possibly 3.5 feet tall. However, for the sake of this video, let's assume it was 3 feet tall. The supposed Sasquatch's head appeared much higher than the deer's, even though the ground where the Sasquatch was standing sloped down significantly. This means the deer was on elevated ground while the Sasquatch was on lower ground, yet the creature still seemed to be around double the height of the deer, even while crouching. It didn't appear to be standing at its full height, so a fair estimate would place it between 7 to 8 feet tall. This footage is certainly compelling and has left many people puzzled. Let's take a look at some very mysterious footage. A man named Hunter Peter claims to have the body of a Bigfoot stored in a freezer.
And it has 5 toes. You can see its very large hands. See its eyes. It clearly is a male. You can see See right there, this is the front of the Sasquatch. You know, compared to a human's hand, like my hand's not even close.
The footage shows what he says is a Sasquatch corpse, frozen and packed with ice. The body is enormous, matching the typical descriptions of Bigfoot, with dark brown matted fur, large hands, and an overall massive physique. The head appears decayed and bloodied, with closed eyes and jagged teeth, giving it a very realistic appearance. Could Hunter Peter actually have a real Bigfoot body, or is this an elaborate hoax? Perhaps it's a hyper-realistic prop. But if that's the case, it's an exceptionally convincing one. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
This video, released on July 14th, 2024, comes with the caption, "Terror on a rural farm deep in the wilderness. The red-eyed aggressive Bigfoot." Here's the footage. As you can see, a pair of red glowing eyes are peering into the home from outside in the yard. Due to the darkness, it's impossible to identify the creature, but based on the red eyes, it seems to be something out of this world. No known animals have red glowing eyes like this, leading many to speculate that it could be some sort of cryptid, a dangerous predator lurking in the depths of the wilderness, even though the caption suggests it's a Bigfoot.
The following trail cam video is claimed to show close-up and clear footage of a Bigfoot, and for some, it's among the most convincing evidence to date. According to MBTV, the location was near Close River on the Oregon and California border. The trail camera was strapped to a tree branch about 10 feet off the ground. Take a look at this chilling footage. The camera, originally set up to record a feeder below, captured a massive creature. It's dark and completely covered in long, shaggy hair. The face is terrifying, resembling a monkey's, but it's clearly not any type of monkey. Given that the camera was placed 10 feet up, this creature is estimated to be around 8 feet tall, as its head is only a couple of feet below the camera. The size of the arm and leg in the shot is enormous, with limbs that are too thick and well-defined to belong to someone in a costume. This remarkably realistic footage has not yet been debunked and is even puzzling experts. So what do you think? Could it be a Bigfoot?
A photo was recently released that was taken by a driver's dash cam around 1:10 a.m. in Anaheim Hills, California, in a small suburban neighborhood. The photo captures a dark, hairy creature that appears both ape-like and human-like. Unlike gorillas and apes, which typically hunch over when they move, this creature stands upright, leading many to believe it's not a monkey at all, but possibly a Sasquatch. The Sasquatch, commonly known as Bigfoot, is an infamous creature often reported across the US. However, Bigfoot has never been officially recognized by science. Despite this, the abundance of photographic and video evidence, along with numerous first-hand accounts, has led many to believe in its existence. Bigfoot is said to be very elusive, usually staying hidden from sight. So why would one of these creatures appear in a small California neighborhood? It really makes you wonder, could this be a clever hoax? Or is it a genuine photo of Bigfoot?
The following was just released on January 3rd, 2024. A man was hiking in the woods, enjoying nature, when he came across a beautiful clearing, an open field surrounded by trees on all sides. He admired the breathtaking view and he eventually took a photo. It wasn't until later that he noticed something unusual among the trees. When he zoomed in on the photo, he spotted a tall, dark creature right in front of the trees. The creature is covered in long black hair and appears to be peering at the man. Skeptics initially suggested it could be a monkey or gorilla, but the creature is too tall and too slender to be any known primate, and its posture is distinctly human-like. Monkeys typically don't stand fully upright like this, and based on the surrounding trees and foliage, the creature is estimated to be around 10 feet tall. Skeptics also propose that it might be someone in a costume, but how could they be that tall? Plus, the creature looks incredibly realistic. Because of these details, many believe this could indeed be a Bigfoot caught on camera. Perhaps it was trying to blend in with the surrounding vegetation, but was ultimately unsuccessful. I'll leave this one up to you. Do you think this is the first legitimate Bigfoot sighting of 2024? Let me know your thoughts. This is some brand new footage released on August 5th, 2024 called the Jabez Cascade. Bigfoot. The footage looks extremely real and it's shocking so many people. But the most mysterious part about it is that no one can find any background information, despite lots of digging. I couldn't find any background information either. But here is the captivating Jabez Cascade Bigfoot video. The video shows a dark and wide, hunched over being in the distance. It seems to be trying to sneak around, but notice the man's presence and tried to flee quickly and quietly. The way it walks is not the way a human walks either. Its strides are strange, this still shot. Here provides us with the best look. It really does look like a Bigfoot, and it's estimated around 70 feet tall or so. But until more background information is released, it may remain a mystery. A mystery that may be better off unsolved. This footage is from some time ago, but has only recently reappeared, leaving the internet baffled. The mysterious incident took place in Latvia, a country in northeastern Europe. A man was casually walking through a Latvian forest when he suddenly encountered what appeared to be a Bigfoot-like creature. The creature was covered in thick fur and walked on two legs. As soon as it noticed the man filming, it quickly retreated, bounding across a highway. Given that there were no cars on the road, it's believed that this was a remote, or perhaps even an abandoned highway, deep in an isolated area. The man who encountered the strange being was left clueless about what he had just witnessed. As viewers, we can tell that this creature is not human by the way it moves. It crouches down, looks at the person filming, and runs across the highway with an unusual gait, swinging its arms and shoulders in a way that is not typical of human. Cryptid enthusiasts quickly speculated that this might be a Bigfoot, although its smaller size led some to believe it could be a juvenile sasquatch. Others think it might be an entirely different cryptid species native to Latvia. In June 2023, a mother and daughter were taking a walk along a familiar path in the woods, a route they had traversed many times without any unusual or frightening experiences. However, this day turned out to be different. As they enjoyed the tranquility of nature, they were suddenly interrupted by a massive, unidentified creature. The creature was spotted in the brush just off the path.
Oh, come on inside! Carly!
A giant hairy beast that, upon realizing it had been seen, quickly turned and fled. The mother, visibly shaken in the footage, urgently called for her daughter to run inside. Despite her fear, she managed to capture a fairly clear video of the creature. Zooming in for a closer look, the creature appears to be covered in brownish fur, with its face and hands being the only areas not covered. Its face, in particular, looks terrifying. The footage has sparked debate, with some arguing that it might be a person in a costume, pointing out that the fur appears neatly trimmed. However, others note that the creature stands around 8 feet tall, with broad shoulders and a wide stature, making it unlikely to be human. Some speculate it could be a prop, but the mystery remains intriguing, leaving us with more questions than answers.
There isn't much context available for this video. It's unclear where exactly it was filmed or who the man in the footage is. What we do know is that the man was a hiker, out for a hike, and it seems he was vlogging his experience. The video starts off normally, with him showing his surroundings to the viewers, but something massive is quietly lurking in the background. As he turns, we catch a glimpse of a dark, hairy creature lurking in the valley with him. The unsuspecting man seems completely unaware that he is being stalked and continues walking and filming as usual. He claims that it wasn't until he reviewed the footage later that he noticed the mysterious figure. Upon zooming in and examining the footage more closely, the creature appears to resemble a sasquatch with its dark fur, wide stature, and broad shoulders. Although it's difficult to determine its exact height due to the distance, it's estimated to be significantly taller than the man filming. This encounter took place on February 21st, so further investigation is still ongoing. This video was uploaded to TikTok on October 26th, just a few days ago. It features a man doing construction work in a forest, operating a backhoe as part of his job. Unbeknownst to him, a trail camera set up near the site captured something unusual lurking in the background. The creature seen in the footage looks enormous, estimated to be at least 9 feet tall based on its position. It appears to be observing the man from a distance, seemingly intrigued by what he's doing. If this was indeed a Bigfoot, it might have been fascinated by the construction activity, possibly because it had never encountered anything like it before. The man operating the backhoe never noticed or heard the creature, so if not for the trail camera, no one would have known it was there. Interestingly, someone in the comments mentioned that Bigfoots are known to be curious about construction equipment, and this behavior is supposedly well documented. If that's true, it could explain what's happening in this video. However, some speculate it could just be a person in a gorilla suit or some other kind of costume, but given the creature's freakish height, that seems unlikely. I'd love to hear if any of you have theories of your